September 21st, 2022. Farlands or Bust stream. Currently, oh, are we gonna surpass 44,000 megabytes today? Probably. We're at 43,926 megabytes. How about that? The last time we played was a little bit less than a week ago. We recorded an episode, and now we're doing a stream. Who's ready to begin? Get your woofs ready. Woof! I had my speakers on, Wolfie. I was in surround sound. Woof indeed. Woof and oink. And creeper. Alright, this is fine. We did take a long time to make this hidey hole, I remember. And things were getting rather sketchy. But yeah, Farlands or Bust. Let's kill this pig, I guess. Murder! Kill that pig. Kill this tree. That's not a bone. Get rid of these sticks. In front of the tree that we're about to kill. Whoa, Wolfie! Good lord! He's on step between a guy and his swinging an axe? Good gravy. He nearly got a haircut there. That was crazy. I mean, not so crazy. It is Wolfie, after all. But anyway, let's continue on here. Ooh! Skeleton residue. In Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. 1.7.3. A lot of creepers. A lot of creepers out today. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? I hope well. That's all I got. Good night, everybody. You caught the beginning. You caught the beginning indeed. Yes, you did. Y'all are so cool for being here so early. A mere 20 minutes after I pressed the start stream button. Sir Wombat was around for the first episode, and now we're about to surpass 44 gigabytes today, perhaps, on the world save file. Although if the last few times are any indication, we'll stop walking at 33,999 megabytes. That happened the last few times. Where have you been? If you were around for the first episode, you've missed so much. Gotta catch up. Oh dang, I forgot to look at the who gifted the throne gifts. I got a few throne gifts. And I forgot to look who gifted them. I was going to thank you publicly in Farlands or Bust, and now I've forgotten to do such things as these. Dang it. Anywho. Ooh, excuse me. Honestly, I should have streamed make it, cause I need bread. I'm out of bread, and the gift I got was a bread making kit. And it includes one of the weird whisks. A Norwegian whisk? Whatever it is. This crazy whisk. Dough whisk. dough hook or something. I'm out of bread. I couldn't have my standard Kerchemek sandwich. Instead I made beans. We had a can of beans. So I'm like, this'll do. Beans. I had beans. Beans and franks. I put some franks in them and had them with some chips. And by chips, I mean crisps. I'm a bird. Whee. Yeah, I still need to make bread. But it takes so long. it's a process. Like even with the bread machine, I have to like be there. I can't leave or anything like that. But I can leave in. So yeah, I got a bread baking kit that includes that whisk, a couple of baskets, like bread baskets, a real basket case for like rising the dough. I'll use them. I don't know how much they're gonna work for the gluten-free dough. Like a scraper, a bench scraper. That'll be helpful for like scraping my bench. For like making things like pizza dough or pie crusts. Pie crusts is a real pain in the butt. And various other accoutrements. One of my problems, you know what really grinds my gears? Bob, my good friend Robert, and his milling company, they stopped selling direct from them, which is very inconvenient for me. That's where I bought all of my fleurs and wheats of the gluten-free variety. Because I could just buy in bulk and then they just send a box. They stopped. And I don't know why. I mean, other than maybe it was like too expensive to sell direct to consumer and they make more money going through distributors. I don't understand business. But now it's like Amazon, which always messes up my order. Or like some other website. So I tried this other website. We'll see how it goes. But I can't. They have limited sizes. You could buy a big 15-pound bag of flour before. You can't do that no more. Not that I ever did. Well, that's disappointing. Bobbert, my good friend. King Arthur? I mean, I'm sure I've used King Arthur Fleur from like the grocery store, but Bob's Red Mills. Bob's Red's Mills. Bob's Mill, which is red. And they were like in Oregon, so I always got stuff really quick. But now, I mean, I guess through Amazon I do, but I ordered oatmeal through Amazon before of the gluten-free variety, and they sent me the non-gluten-free variety, and we're probably just like, it's the same thing. It is not. Like I recently just bought xanthan gum because I couldn't buy it through Bob. And it came opened. It was opened. And I'm like, okay, return this item. This item cannot be returned. So now I have to do a whole message thing to be like, it's no good. It's no good. Amazon. Amazon.com. Owner of Twitch.tv. So anyway, maybe we'll do a baking stream. Maybe it'll be too much of a pain in the butt and I'll just not. And I'll just do it myself tomorrow. Are any of your restaurant delivery services expanding into grocery stores? I don't know what a restaurant delivery service is. They deliver the entire restaurant to you. Well, DoorDash.
I don't know what to say. I'm touched.
You're both touched.
77.
That was good acting. 77 months and a tier 2 sub, Celesta Rose, and would you not believe it? The first resub of the day. Celesta Rose, sub-dub, tier 2, Iron Curtain. Thank you very much.
I almost swallowed that nut.
First resub air horn noises.
You need for subs for September. Yeah, as you can see in the lower left-hand corner, going on a 5-day trip to see your family does not a successful streamer make. What was I saying? Oh, my bread. Yeah, I gotta make bread. Hell, I should make it tonight, honestly. Is the girlfriend going too? I believe there's been some wires that have been crossed. What are you talking about? No, I came back. I was gone. You didn't notice? I was gone last week. And that's why we were at like, we were hovering at around 400 subs. I left and got back from like Saturday to Wednesday. And now this is where we are at. Not that I don't appreciate each and every one of you, but such is the way of how the Twitch do. Such is the way of how the Twitch do. And I apologize for constantly coming back to this. But it is of notable newsworthiness recently. Probably not for any of you, unless you are also streamers on Twitch. But there have been a couple developments as of late.
I almost swallowed that nut.
Updated my sub to 6-month recurring. Happy. Slide whistle noises.
Slide whistle noises. I wish Susan actually made the slide whistle noise when you type that out. Like just go, or you know, however a slide whistle sounds. Not that. That's definitely not it. Higgs. Oh, a bath bomb. Oh, Doc Gratis. With a 5-sub bath bomb. Thank you very much. Helping the cause. Much appreciated, as always. Very generous of you.
I almost swallowed that nut.
605 baby.
605? Oh, your total. Yeah, you're crazy. What was I saying? So I'm here to announce I'm no longer I'm streaming on Twitch. No. But yeah, last month or so, they announced that they're removing the exclusivity. They're not enforcing the exclusivity part of Twitch partnerships. Which a lot of people misunderstood. Maybe there were different versions of the contracts, but the exclusivity, to me, always meant that no matter what you stream on Twitch is exclusive to Twitch for 24 hours. And then you could upload it to YouTube or wherever after that 24 hours. It also means that you can't concurrently, because of that, stream on both Twitch and YouTube the same content stream. But now that they say, I guess there were versions that were like, you can't stream anywhere except Twitch. Like your streaming content, live video content can only exist on Twitch. So they're not enforcing that, meaning that I could, and others can, stream on Twitch or stream on Facebook or whatever. But still,
What the hell is this? Some kind of
can't concurrently stream. Disloyal Hellboy, welcome to the sub tub. A new sub in the tub with that Twitch Prime, those Bezos bucks. Denying those precious pennies from the coffers of Bezos. But I suppose also it removes the 24-hour thing. So, like, I could stream this Farlands or Bust, and then, like, immediately clip it and upload it to YouTube, and it could be live on YouTube in an hour. I'm not gonna do that, because that takes time and effort, and I just simply don't care that much. But that's what it also removes. Of course, that came on the heels of some leaked information that they were also going to be changing the subscriber splits. Well, thank you very much, Disloyal Hellboy. Welcome to the subtub. Which they hadn't done yet. Today, however, is the yet has come. Today, the yet has come. Yeah, we all got emails, and they made a big social media post about how they're changing the subscriber splits. And I'll let you know right now, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me at all. I think I've beat around the bush and more or less alluded to the fact that I get more than 50-50 split. Thankfully, and mostly thankfully to Mindcrack, being part of Mindcrack, and doing some exclusive Twitch stuff back in the day. I'm getting the greater split, which is why I say when you subscribe using the 30% off September, that 30% comes away from what Twitch would normally receive, and I get the rest. So what they're saying is that most people are on a 50-50 split. And that's kind of been the widely accepted split. That whenever somebody subscribes for $4.99, you get $2.49 out of that. And then Twitch, Amazon gets $2.49 every month. Now they're saying these VIPs who get the bigger split are also going to go back down to 50-50. However, only if they make more than $100,000. And let me tell you, friends, I've never made $100,000 in a year of anything, from anywhere. So regardless, my split will stay the same. Yeah, just under the wire by about 70% under the wire. And that's just from Twitch. Like, that does, like, obviously, I make more than just what Twitch is, but Twitch is the majority stake here. And all this doesn't go in effect anyway until June 1st, 2023. When everybody will be getting new contracts, and our current contracts will expire. That leaves a lot of time for them to change a lot of other things in the contracts, which is curious. Doc Gratis.
Doc Gratis gifted a tier 1 sub to this is not Lil Sean at all.
That's not Lil
They have
Sean.
given 606 gift subs in the channel.
Much appreciated. Gift subs up to so yeah, that's interesting. It was expected, but interesting, and also, like I said, slightly suspicious about what other changes they'll be putting in. Because Twitch wants to make more money. Amazon wants to make more money. They want to make all the money, basically. It's not enough to have profit. They want all the profit. That's how it works. Yeah, like, remember when this last year they raised the price of Amazon Prime? And then they said it's because, oh, shipping has gone up, inflation, our expenses are higher, this is to cover those expenses. And then literally the next week they posted the single greatest quarterly profit increase, not only of Amazon history, but of history, like of any company. Increase in profit year over year for a quarter. So I don't know where those expenses are going or coming from, but they're certainly not reducing their profits.
I almost swallowed that nut.
Of all monies ever.
Of all the monies ever. And I feel like people do get confused. Like I said, I'm no business person or a person of business. But profits are what you have left. Like, people are like, oh, well, they have to make a profit. They have to pay their employees and things like that. No. Profit is what happens after all of your expenses. And employees are expenses. They've already paid everybody. Everybody got paid, including all the CEOs and managers and everything like that. The profit is just like the Scrooge McDuck diving into the coins that are there. Just excess above and beyond all of their expenses is what profit is. So yeah, I feel like people get that confused. Like, it's like when we say we don't want the healthcare industry to be a for-profit industry, and that's what's causing all of our problems. People's like knee-jerk reaction is like, well, what, are you just not going to pay the doctors? No. Profit is what these huge corporations and healthcare and insurance companies are making after they've paid everybody. And after they've bought all the expensive equipment and MRIs and buildings and rent and insurance and blah, 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 blah. People can still get paid and compensated in a non-for-profit enterprise. So yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, Twitch is expensive to run, obviously. And Amazon is trying to shed expenses as much as they can. So this is one of their ways that they're going to be shedding expenses. Because we're expenses. They have to share money with us. Money that they want, they have to share with us. Or else we'll go other places and not Twitch. So I'm thinking of doing a YouTube stream.
I almost swallowed that nut.
Expenses like me? I'm expenses like me.
I'm an expense like me. If only we didn't have to pay streamers, we'd be making so much money. There are very many companies in the world who are currently looking at just replace the word streamers with employees. If we don't have employees, what if we just have independent contractors? We don't employ anyone. We don't have to pay their benefits or anything then. What if instead of 3 nurses working 8-hour shifts, we have 1 nurse working an 18-hour shift? It'll be fine. For any of you who are or have family members or friends in the healthcare industry or work at a hospital, they know how that do. You are very aware of that, hopefully. And that's probably an understatement. So yeah, it's expected. It doesn't personally affect me. And I don't foresee any sort of grand increase in where I will be affected by it to reach that threshold. It, however, does mean the bigger streamers. It's very difficult to know what the angle is here. And I mean, I guess I agree. I mean, I mean, the biggest streamers are maybe making 100,000 a month or more, much more, just off of Twitch. So, I do agree that it should be weighted if Amazon has these overwhelming expenses that they want to cover. Much like how taxes should be, it should be weighted against those who have already enormously benefited from the platform in order to use that to then lift up those who might not have been as fortunate yet to rise to some not equal but moderate sustainable success. But instead this is kind of a half measure that doesn't go towards that. And only if anything, it's only just going to make the big popular millionaire streamers mad at the smaller streamers. I could see. So yeah, it's a very precarious time. Especially in a time of much lower viewership and sub numbers. Just because, like, the viewers aren't making $100,000 a year. I don't know if you are or not, but, you know, viewers are maybe only subscribing to one channel, if not a few. So sub numbers across the board are down. it's interesting. I mean, you can see why Microsoft pulled the ripcord pretty quickly on the live streaming, video game streaming service ecosystem. Because it can be profitable, but not as profitable as other things that they want to put their efforts into. I ain't made a Bezos bucks. Yeah, it's an interesting time to try to be doing what I am doing. And I'm, like, fortunate to have made my audience prior to the Twitch thing on YouTube. Like, I have been up on anybody who just is starting now. I wouldn't suggest it. And even that's even after the fact that I'm by no means comfortable with where I mean, I'm comfortable. We're okay. We're doing great. But I'm, you know, the girlfriend is in school. We got some. We're rebuilding a deck. We're fine, but it's not. All right, I'm stuck here. This is not fine. You just explained that you have no bread. Ah, that's pretty funny. You just had to eat a can of beans. That's all you had was a can of beans and some hamburgers for lunch. Oh. That's funny. Ah, you guys are funny. Alright, this isn't working. I tried to dig through this mountain, but it appears to be a more substantial mountain than I had anticipated. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, that was confusing. I just turned around and there was a solid wall. I'm like, how did I do that? Aha. How do? Oh, the sun doth set. I don't have my bed. I need beds. I mean, I suppose it's worth mentioning, even though I don't maintain it in the least, that Patreon is I'm grandfathered in to the original Patreon contract. So that split is like 90-10. I get like 90% of any patrons, if this is a concern of yours. Like I said, the change to Twitch isn't going to affect me at all, because I don't nearly make the threshold of what they're going to change the split for. I should not have used the axe. Oh, dang it. Bah! Oh, yeah, it spooked me. That's a creepy Watson scenario right there. Look that up on YouTube. Speaking of sending you to other platforms, Creepy Watson. That's a great classic gaming video. So yeah, it's interesting. And something I'm keeping an eye on. I would like to try a YouTube stream. Simply now that I can. I'm thinking of just... I mean, I already talked about this. Like, what if I did, like, my audiobook stuff over on YouTube? A long-awaited and much discussed, yet not enabled or enacted audiobook JMac stuff. But I think I'm just doing like a skate or don't for a couple hours on YouTube at some point. I don't know when. I have a pretty busy weekend coming up. But the weird thing about YouTube is that you have to like schedule them. You like really, I mean you can, but you really can't just go live. You have to be like, I'm going live on this date at this time. And you all know me in schedules. Yeah, I did just kind of like look around there to see what's the haps over there. That might be a thing. Just worth trying to diversify, man. Gotta diversify. I mean, there's a whole just rabbit hole of other stuff that, as viewers, you don't need to know about. And honestly, even this you don't need to know about, because, like I said, it doesn't affect me right now, unless, like I said, they change a bunch of other things. I mean, you've already noticed that there are, if you're not subscribed to a channel, there are a lot more ads on Twitch. Again, Amazon, that's Amazon trying to make more money off of what, up until a few years ago, has been a loss, a losing platform. And yes, true, Mech. It does seem like YouTube streams are more formal and purposeful. That might be on the part of the streamers that are over there. It could be the platform as well. Like I said, forcing you to... I don't know if it forces you, but making you, like, schedule a stream, and it like, makes it an event. So I'm curious just to see how it works as somebody who is used to streaming on Twitch. Like, I think Stream Elements can link up with YouTube, but I don't even know how. I don't think I would do that. I just want to, like, let's play Skate or Don't for a few hours, and maybe we'll, like, get a bunch of people on YouTube to play Skate or Don't, and we can fill out that 1,000 server limit. I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, crazy times. Weird, crazy times happening. Not personally sure what to make of them. I mean, I'm not going anywhere here, because I just convinced all of you to sign up for 6 months of subscriptions. But yeah, and it also, like, they've got they certainly put their money into their PR, because they first announced, after a trending Twitter hashtag and public outcry, they first announced that they would be banning certain unsanctioned forms of gambling on Twitch. Which, as someone who doesn't watch Twitch streams, as a rule, I was unaware of, but is apparently a huge thing. So they started with that compliment sandwich, and then they very quietly at like 2 a.m. were like, oh yeah, we're also lowering the partner cut of sub revenue. I need a thumbnail. I want that sheep to look at me. Oh, you dumb sheep. Look. Ha! Got him. Whoa. Oh, that's a family portrait right there, if I've ever seen it. Crazy awesome times happening here. Ah, that person has been around at least since the floating block of ice stream. It is weird times indeed. Like I said, we're redoing the deck. And well, not redoing. The girlfriend, let's be honest, the girlfriend is doing all the work. But like, repainting and surfacing it. But it was like a big L-shaped deck. And we never used the L part of it. And it's just in the way. So we demolished it the other day. The girlfriend demolished it. But now we have a huge pile of old wood and deck parts. And we were just gonna get like a junk hauler to haul it away, but it would be like $700, $800. So on Friday, the girlfriend is renting a U-Haul truck, and we're gonna take it to the dump. And I imagine at the end of it, we're going to wish we spent the $700 or $800 to have somebody else deal with it. We gotta load all the wood. We gotta take it to the dump and wade in the line, and then get it weighed and pay them whatever it costs per pound of construction junk materials. You could just go to a home store and buy a Bagster. I think it's too late. I think she already reserved the U-Haul truck. Like, do they take anything, though? Unfortunately, we don't have anywhere to put one of those, either. Whoa! Take that, random blade of grass. Huh. Huh. I mean, yeah, we don't have... Because our property is completely fenced in. It's not easy to use those services, I don't think. Bagster pickup is not cheap, though. Well, see, that's... Oh, yeah. Oh, so you still have to pay somebody. Okay, well, that's the same problem. We were going to pay someone. Well, that's... Listen now. Y'all are swindling me. You got me the bamboozle. Would it make good firewood? You missed the beginning of the stream when I said we're inundated here with forest fire smoke, and there's a burn ban. And also no, because it's treated, pressure-treated, painted wood. Oh, that's not a bed. Huh. See, this is one of the things... Because we don't know people. We don't know people who know these things. I still don't think that would really work. But I gotta do some I definitely gotta ask the girlfriend. She might have already looked this up, and maybe there weren't any options around here for that for us. Need more wood. Speaking of wood. I don't really want to use a boat, but it would be a lot faster than walking across. Is this why you keep looking at pickup trucks? No, a pickup truck would not be big enough. I still want a pickup truck. Thank you for asking. It would be useful for other things. And, like, every time one shows up that I'm, like, interested in, I'm like, that would be nice. That's a good price. Somebody's selling. I, like, do research and stuff like that, and I'll be like, I'll contact them tomorrow, and then it's sold. There was, like, a 4x4 Ford Ranger, which I'd never looked at before. That was, like, a 91. Sold. I'm currently looking at some Nissan pickups. If anybody has any leads or experience with early 90s Nissan hardbody pickup trucks. Toyota would be nice too, but they're a little bit priced out of my range. ZK wants me to get a Mazda B2600s. Those are a little bit more difficult to find in any condition. I would prefer something I guess, like, I don't know when they started putting airbags in cars, but an airbag would make me feel nice. I think, like, the 95, 96 Nissans have airbags. Yeah, the 2000s, I feel like they either start to get too expensive or too big. Or they're, like, not body on frame anymore, like the Rangers. Which are, honestly, a Ranger is probably fine. The Bagster site says it can pick up over a fence that's under 5 feet tall. I am in the water now. Good news, our fence is 6 feet tall. Rube had a 04 Ford Ranger that you had good luck with. Yeah, I'm looking for a D21. I mean, it is also somewhat of a stylistic choice, I suppose. There was also an older, what's the previous Nissan truck? 4x4. It was like an 80-something, which was, like, too old for me, but it looked really nice. It just had some fender damage. And that was one that I'm like, that would be cool, but sold the next. It was gone. Gone. And it's gone. Because, yeah, this is all in the effort that if we sell the girlfriend's car, keep the Subaru Crosstrek, she can drive that to work. And I can have a cheap old truck. Hello. The daily drive. That would also be useful for both of us. That she could drive sometimes, too. If she wants, or if she's doing something where she needs a truck. But yeah, there have not been a lot of American trucks that have, like, caught my eye in that spectrum of cars. But anyway, removing that piece of L-shaped fencing means that there's space now in our yard for one or perhaps two more vehicles. The Mazda B2000 is a cute little thing. Yeah, but that's why I've been looking at the 2600s. Because they're fuel injected. I don't know if I want a carbureted daily driver. Not that there's anything intrinsically wrong with it. I just don't. I don't feel like I want to deal with a carburetor. The Corolla's carburetor was a learning experience enough for me. Four by four would be nice, but not necessarily necessary. Like, there's some Toyota T100s or pre-runners or whatever that seem pretty decent. But again, nothing's like jumping out at me. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I just gotta maybe I just gotta get like a junky, dented up, mismatched body panels Nissan pickup for $3,000. And just call it a day, and then I'll be like, I hate pickups, I want a car, and then I'll get an Outback or something. Well, that's the imported K truck. I wouldn't fit. I don't know that I would fit, honestly. It would work for like taking Juno walks and stuff like that, maybe. You kind of, I'm looking for one with like an extended cab or a king cab, so that Juno can be in the back. I could get one with a bench seat, but I feel like Juno is too much of a bean. When I first got Juno, she kept trying to jump in front with me, and like especially with like a manual car or truck or something like that, that just leads itself to problems. Or a Baja. I already test drove a Baja, and I'm too big. The seat doesn't go back far enough. A Baja would be perfect for all of these uses, except a very small truck bed. Is a Honda Ridgeline too big? Yes, and too new and expensive. Like, $5,000 is like a sweet spot. Like, if it's something amazing or whatever, I would pay more, I'm sure, but... Which is why most Toyota pickups are kind of out of the zone. It's like a Baja, but giant and boring. I did like at Radwood, I saw a Nissan. There was a Nissan. It's basically the D21, but it's got the crew cab that we never got in the US, so it's right-hand drive. And they're mostly diesel. I saw one on Cars and Bids. I think went for like $7,000, and I'm like, dang. But I also don't know if I want to daily drive a right-hand drive car. Like, it's fun for novelty and like the hearse and whatever, but to like have to like go to the grocery store and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm looking for a low barrier of entry, reliability, price, and just convenience, and that would be an inconvenience. Ford Ranger. Cone and ZK would fire me from when parked because they hate them, but honestly, there's so many of them that I could very well see ending up with one. Or the Mazda equivalent or whatever. There was a weird Mazda B4000 4x4 that was like a weird... The Troy Lee edition, which I had to look up who this Troy Lee is, and he's apparently some motorcycle customizer guy, something. And they made an edition for it. And it's like a special trim edition. And that again was one where I like, oh, that could work. And they like were asking like $4,000 or something for it. It was 4x4. It had the V6. I think it had a V6. Might have been the 4. Probably the 4. But then it sold and it was gone. So if you don't, as I've learned in all of the cars I've bought, if you don't buy the car the day it's listed on Craigslist and it's anything you remotely are interested in, somebody else is going to buy it. And that's how we bought the hearse. That's how I bought the 280Z. The Corolla was for sale for a while. Which is, he had it listed for like 5,000, but I bought it for 3,400, I think, from him. Yeah, that's kind of the problem is I'm not like an expert on it. Well, I am now, but I'm not like an expert on many of these things. So like when some random truck shows up and I'm like, I don't know, isn't a Suzu any good? And then I gotta like beep boop 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 boop. It's sold. It is good and it's sold. You'll never see one ever again. Vehicles are only as good as you keep them. True, which when you're buying a 30-year-old car, they're only as good as the previous owners kept them. And that's just a surprise for you to find out after you've owned it for a month. Zombles. How did we get on this? I mean, hey, if anybody has any leads. Anybody has any leads? On a king cab, preferably 4x4, small pickup truck, automatic or manual, prefer manual. Spooky noises. Around the $5,000 range. Hit me up in the comments, yo. Down in the doobly-doo. Oh, dropped my empty cup of water. I guess it's not a cup of water if it's empty, is it? Just a cup of air. I mean, I say all this after, like, saying that, like, times are tough, subs are down, taking away sub revenue. But we will be buying, if we can get it around $5,000, we will be paying less than we hopefully get for the girlfriend's Mazda. What about a 1999 Volkswagen Beetle? If you do a pickup conversion on it, Cone, we can start to talk. And we can also put it in the best finds for when parked. No, you gotta do that really crappy Porsche conversion that we found that one time, that kit. I don't know, Cone. Chat's starting to talk me into a Ford Ranger. Gonna be real sad. These are desperate times. It's that 50-50 revenue split's coming. Gotta lower our standards. Fired. You're off the podcast. What range are you looking at for the Ranger? I don't know. I don't know anything about them. There was a 1991, which is like the pre-new Ranger. That looked pretty good, but that was one of those that I had to do a bunch of research on, and then it sold while I was looking up stuff about it. Mini truck time. Wow. If you make enough to be in the new split change, then you can lose my number. Oh, I assure you, we've had this conversation going. We have never made, amongst all income sources and all jobs, at 40 years old here, we've never made that much in a year. I have noticed that first-gen Forerunners have started to come down in price. At least the ones I've seen, like, listed locally. The used ones, the well-used ones. I don't feel like that would... I mean, it's not a truck. It's a truck, but it's not a truck. And also, they're small. One of them was at the Cars and Coffee I went to a few weeks ago, and they're small. Like, the front seats are small. I didn't sit in it, but... I mean, certainly compared to what we're used to, the Forerunners looking like. They are mini trucks indeed. That's one big pile of sand. Time for a Bronco. Definitely want to just flip over for no reason. I mean, the first-gen Pathfinders, along with the D21s, are of interest to me as well. But you can't really find any good ones. They've all been well used. Oh, is it time? It's time. It's time for me to make a full spectrum hidey hole. Good a place as any. Wolfie agrees. Ooh, free coal. Dang it. Oh. I'll do that. All right. Let's get some breathing room in here. Oop, oop. Nice. Indeed. Cone can't wait for the Cryptic Seas Stunts game. That does look right up our alley. He's got like a track editor in that too, doesn't he? Stunts! He's one of the few like indie developers who like makes prototypes of things and like posts videos and GIFs to Twitter that then actually like get released and you can play. Like as opposed to like all these other like developers that I'm like, this game looks like it's gonna be awesome. And that was in 2013 and like it's still gonna be awesome. It's, at some point maybe. Ah. But anyway, this has been a stream of Far Lands or Bust for September 21st, 2022. We could keep doing this after the break. Who knows? Where are we at? Where are we at? Did we reach 44,000? Yay, we did. We did. 44,015.6 megabytes on the world save. A momentous occasion. Instead of reaching 43,999.9. Neat. Neat, neat.